Hello, everyone. All right, so I'm here with Martha and Verena. Thank you both for joining. Thank you for sharing this video with me. We're going to talk about the chart interpretation course. The chart interpretation course is the part 2 course of the full year Heart and Soul Centered Astrology training program. Essentials course is part 1. It's from the very beginning, right? Basic philosophy, house, planet, sign synthesis. It's like all the basics. The chart interpretation course is only for students that are ready to actually begin learning and applying chart interpretation work rooted in the evolutionary astrology teachings as taught by Jeffrey Wolfgreen. So the chart interpretation course is really the essence of the full year training program. Let's talk about the chart interpretation course, and then I want to introduce you to. We'll talk about your experience with the course, and we'll also speak about what you're doing, because we've been working together and you are now showing up as alumni and you're part of the education team. You're part of the teaching team now. So I'm very excited and deeply grateful for that. So we're going to talk about all of those things. Let me share my screen and I'll introduce what the chart interpretation course is about, what's included in it, and then I'll turn it to you guys. So the chart interpretation course has 2 essential components. Learning chart interpretation. It's really all about Pluto and the nodes. Lunar nodes, Pluto and the nodes, aspects and phases, aspects of Pluto, aspects of the nodes, planets that square the nodes. This is the bulk of our learning. Part 2 is putting transits and progressions to that. Now, last year I actually taught this in 2 separate courses. So Martha, you took both of those courses. Verena, you jumped in on the second course. So you'll get to speak specifically to the transits and progressions part. This year, I'm making it all one course. And we end this with a couple weeks of example chart readings. So this course begins in August. It ends in December. Those who take this course can continue on to the Practicum. The Practicum, which, let's see, no, okay, neither of you did that with me. Maybe I'll have another video with some students who have done the Practicum with me. The Practicum is for those that want very specific hands-on training and support in chart reading. The Practicum includes 2 parts, where I spend several weeks interpreting charts for live volunteers. So students get to witness that and interact, and we all get to practice and prepare together. And the second part is students will be interpreting charts by themselves with my guidance and support and feedback. So that's where all of this is going in 2023, where you actually get to have very direct training. This is great for those that haven't yet been giving readings and really want to start doing this professionally, want the support and the guidance. So that's what this course is all about. Martha and Verena, you have both been giving readings. You've been practicing this for a while. You've been very, very devoted on your own soul journey, on your own spiritual practice to cultivating this knowledge and practicing and training and teaching it to others. You've both been a part of my training program, different parts of it last year. And I've been deeply honored. And just truly, we've all been honored and blessed by your presence. We have another Arwen and some other students as well that will be joining in the chart interpretation course. Arwen was a part of it in the essentials course, who have been studying with me, who have also been doing their own teaching work, that have been a part of this alumni team. So there's you 2 and Arwen in the essentials course, and we might have 1 or 2 other people as well in the chart interpretation course. As the alumni team, it means 1, you are familiar with my teaching. You are familiar with the evolutionary astrology paradigm and the work and the teachings, and you are a part of the course ecosystem. You're part of the course environment. So in the essentials course, you both were a part of the education team. And this was a new experience for me, because last year was my first year teaching, so there was no alumni. And there's been this organic unfolding where, people that come to the course, we have total new beginners to astrology, new beginners to evolutionary astrology, those that have been studying but want to start from the beginning with proper guidance. Maybe those that are more advanced but also want solid guidance from the ground up. So we have a and then we have an environment that is very diverse. But now in the second year, we have included in that students that have already studied with me. So it creates something. The more I teach, the more I continue in this community teaching environment, I'm witnessing the community grow and expand in this very Uranian way, where there's like a natural resonance of individualities. There are a few students as well that are retaking the course this year. They're not teaching, but they're choosing to retake the course, and I offer that at a 90% discount. Once you've taken the course, you can join back in. So the conglomeration of all these different elements is creating something I couldn't have predicted when I began teaching. So both of you, having been a part of the education team, has added this support element that isn't coming from me. That's like the beauty of it. Like, I couldn't have anticipated what you are both bringing forward, and the benefit and the richness that this has provided and will continue to provide to my students. Tell us about, what were you doing during the Essentials course? What is it that you offered in this last course?
Well, and then Verena and I can speak to this because it's related to what she and I are going to do together. But I offered once a week a small group where we could come into essentially the embodiment of what you teach. And the reason that was felt important to me was because you, Ari, are an unbelievably beautiful human, unbelievably beautiful soul, and the astrology teacher that I'm drawn to, right? And at the same time, you're so in your mind that it's like, I'm like, I need it to come down here. The way I learn is really through my body. So when I listen to you, it's like your soul talks straight into my soul. And so my life has literally transformed. I think I've now been learning from you for 4 years. Yes, it's been 4 years, actually. You and I had started working one-on-one together 2 years ago. But before that, I was also learning. Anyway, it's been 4 years. And so that 4 years, the connection with you, whether or not you even realized it at first, literally changed my life from the inside out on that soul level. And at the same time, I feel this need for a lot of people to have another way of learning that incorporates the body and more of a grounded way of coming into the wisdom, not just through the brain. So that's what I've been offering, and it's been really, really, really beautiful and fun for me.
So I offered during the Essentials course little study groups where I came together with students of your course, and we talked about the materials, and we shared especially personal experiences with our specific chart placements and planets, and I gave the students feedback and answered questions, and we really deepened into the learning material in a more personal and private environment. And it was really heart opening for me, and I think that the students, I hope the students that I helped them, and it felt really good. So I'm super excited that we continue to evolve and learn together.
One of my favorite classes of the Essentials course was this one day where my family came down with COVID, and I just wasn't able to teach one of our Q&A classes. So I contacted both of you early in the morning, and you were both able to show up and hold it down. It was like such a joy for me, both to be able to just let go of control and to trust both of you that you're sticking with the teachings, that you're honoring what's being taught, and that you have the skillfulness to just facilitate the learning experience. And I think that was also an experience where both of you began to realize that, hey, maybe you can work together a little bit. So that launches us into the chart interpretation course. Here's what I want to do. I want to go into full-on promotional mode now. I want to ask you both to speak about your experience with the chart interpretation course. I'll have two questions for you both. And the first question is like, what are the elements, what are the facets of the course that were most beneficial for you in your learning? What about the course was so good for you, right? What brought benefit?
Honestly, kind of like I said before, my main reason for studying with you is because of who you are and the soul level impact that your presence has on me. So I would just say, you know, listening to the videos, participating in the classes, even doing one-on-one sessions with you, it's just the impact on me is that something goes straight into my heart, straight into my soul, and it like unravels it. And it has a medicine. It just does it. I can't explain it. I can't really give detailed explanation of, you know, how or why. It's just it's the impact on me. And I've heard that from many of your students. So that's my honest answer. But if you want me to be more specific, ask me specific questions.
You know, and I'll say to that, a part of what I think is really essential and powerful about the chart interpretation course is the pre-recorded video content is really of essence. I put a lot of effort to just really do my best to distill the teachings in a very clear, step-by-step kind of way.
Yeah.
My prayer, my orientation in teaching is to really kind of connect with the idea that none of this is complex. Like what's true must be self-evident and simple and accessible. So I'm always wanting to translate the teachings in a way that feels clear, accessible to everyone. That was one of the most beautiful parts of me putting this together, because it invited me to drop into a deeper knowing, and to sort of artfully bring that knowing into articulation so that it's something we can all share and work with together.
Well, and going along with that, your efforts on the workbook. The workbook is, you know, beautiful, phenomenal, so detailed, just so comprehensive. Could just be published in and of itself.
Yeah,
for real.
The workbook evolved to be over 300 pages, and it's a total companion to the video content. What came through was just like explaining, writing everything with graphics, with visuals, with examples, a review note, review questions, practice questions. Like there's the workbook experience was a way of me fully integrating my own knowledge, my own understanding by creating it. You know, and that's a very Sagittarius thing. Like we really learn through teaching. So I feel like the workbook, along with the video content, is just such a treasure and a gem that I had no clue any of that would come together.
Yeah. Can I add one other thing?
Yeah.
Just like having watched you over the course of the past 4 years, you know, previously teaching kind of with other people in a different setting, and then realizing, oh wait, you have your own way, your own heart and soul centered astrology model who is you. I watched you come into the realization that you have your own medicine that is Ari, you know, and that you were in that process over the past, 2 years, especially. And I loved being able to be a witness to that process, because I think, first of all, it's just true. Like you do have your own medicine that is nobody else. And I loved. It was like so joyful for me to note it, like see you come into that. And then at the same time, part of being your student that I think is so important is that you hold the space that we each are our own medicine too. So I don't feel like boxed in that I need to become a replica of you, because I'm not. Yeah. I absolutely am not. I never will be, and I'm not meant to be. And yet you hold the space for me to be me, to, you know, shine as the sun that is me, right? Which is very different than you. So,
thank you for sharing that. You know, that really does, it brings up actually, I think, what even motivated this course in the first place, because there's actually I've toyed with this idea for several years. There was an immense amount of self-doubt that I think from the moment I thought of it, it took a whole year to actually begin to commit to it, to put it together. And even then I didn't know where this would go or how big it would become. The self-doubt was rooted in this sense of, can I really, do I really know this? Can I really trust myself? Can I really be authentic? Can I be authentic? And I think that's like one of my deeper soul pieces, being authentic. And so the process, the alchemy of my own journey, it's very much a Chiron thing for me, is teaching and carrying forth this beautiful lineage that I've received, but staying grounded in sincerity and total authenticity along the way. So I appreciate hearing that that's one of the transmissions that comes through, the clarity of teaching along with a total spaciousness for each individual to find their way. I have no agenda to be, training. There's no construct in my mind that everyone here is supposed to become an evolutionary astrologer. I'm just wanting to teach this, and what everyone is called to do with it and integrate it on their own authentic soul journey is like really their journey. And I think me coming into my own path as a teacher, carrying this lineage, but in my authentic way, a big part of my teaching, also many of you who've watched my videos know this, includes the teachings that I've integrated from A Course in Miracles. And just like life, right? We all have our own path. Verena. So again, you took the second part of the chart interpretation course, which was offered last year as its own course. So this was the transits and progressions. Talk to me about what you've received from that, what the benefit of that was for you. What are the facets of the course that was most helpful and impactful?
Yeah, first of all, I want to share that your teachings in general, before I really go in more specific to the transits and progression course, I feel always that it is at the same time so clear, and it feels so really focused on the most essential truth of the teaching. And because of this quote unquote simplicity, it's so expansive, and it's so opening, and it brings me always in such a all the time when I watch your videos, when I attend to your courses, especially the courses, because you have the possibility to go even deeper into the material, I feel really lifted up. It's always a healing experience to watch your teachings for me personally, and I always on a soul level, it gives me something. It gives me something where I can what even helps me, what inspires me to see it from another point of view, to open up my soul, my heart, my mind, and that is really essential to your teaching. So I just wanted to reflect that back to you, that your intentions definitely it comes to the people who are watching it. And the transit and progression course that I took, when I decided to take the course, I already worked with transits, my personal transits, and with transits for my clients. And I had the deep desire to deepen my knowledge and to even serve better and to learn more about my own transits from the perspective of why are these certain transits happening? What wants my soul to evolve? What is the evolutionary idea behind these certain transits and progressions? And I knew that you are the teacher who will give me that. And I think that the whole course really helped me to see it with a beginner's mind and to really have the deep basic knowledge to really feel security within my own knowledge about transits and progressions, and to really dig deep into the material, so that I learn it for my personal evolution and for my clients' work. And I know that, and I want to highlight that your even your essentials course is perfect for everybody who is maybe already a practicing astrologer.
Yeah.
So when I took your essentials course, I was already teaching myself, and the course was perfect because I really had the feeling, okay, it's like getting stronger and gaining more confidence within the teaching, and even bringing it on a deeper and therefore higher level. So it really helps. And with the transit and progression course, I really love that you offer these really beautiful made, helpful pre-recorded videos, because I always love courses that are a combination between video, pre-recorded materials, because I love to self-study. I love to take my own time and to do it my own way. But then we had on a regular basis the live classes where we came together, where we talked about the material, where we could ask questions, where community building was made, where we saw each other, where we got a feeling for the group, where we really studied and learned together, gathered together. And what is really unique, Ari, by all of your courses, is that I love when a course is well structured. I must say that I need the Saturnian structure in a good way. It is clear when we will talk about when our meetings are. It is clear what I have to prepare for what meeting, so that I can organize myself. Because I think that is important to know for students that are maybe have work. I know that many people are really busy in their life, and I was really busy at the time I took the course. But because of your preparation, your very careful prepared courses and the structure of the course, it's really not a problem to do the course when you decide to take your time for it. You can manage it because it has such a clear structure.
So talk about what are you going to be offering in this chart interpretation course, and what's exciting for you about that?
So many things I'm excited about. Okay, on a practical level, what Verena and I are planning to do is offer a once a month time together, where we're going to both together hold space again for dropping into more of the embodied experience of chart interpretation. Because Verena and I both have this value of embodiment in our learning and our experience of astrology. So that, like, on a very simple level, that's what we're planning to do. And in terms of what I'm excited about, a few things I wanted to say was kind of going back to what I said about you holding the space for us each to be the medicine that we each are. That's also what's been so beautiful and actually deeply moving for me when I've been holding the circles with your students, our students in the course up until now. Each person is like an amazing jewel to me, and I just sort of sit there in awe when I'm with this circle of people. And I love, this is just me as a person, this is part of who I am as a human, but I love seeing, whoa, like so-and-so, this is like just got this beautiful wisdom, all wow, I can just feel it, see it. And the learning of the astrology is one aspect of what their soul journey is calling for, but really they already are this blooming flower, right? And I get to be just like a witness to that. And then I get to hold space for the blooming flower that they are to incorporate something that their soul is needing from quote unquote learning astrology. But it's really just like juice, like mana for that flower, you know. So I think, and Verena, you know, I think has a similar energetic with wanting to hold space in that way. And I think Verena and my energy together is amazingly compatible. So we're actually also going to be offering things together, not directly connected to your course, just because I think our energy flows so well together.
I love that.
Yeah, it's amazing, beautiful.
So what's new, what you haven't done yet, and you're going to experience yourself doing this, is holding these classes in the context of interpretive work.
Yeah,
we're going to be learning Pluto and the nodes. And I think the EA teachings are so simple. It's very essential. It's very simple, but the deeper we understand the teachings within, the more we can actually grasp the relevancy, the reality of them, then the deeper we can go in chart interpretation. It's really an inner outer process. So I'm excited just to witness how you will be taking this core spiritual modality, this practice, this understanding, and taking that into a more embodied experience.
Yeah, and I can just say one other thing about that, which is chart interpretation is on the one hand so simple and then so complicated, right? So I know for myself, when I am trying to go from my brain, like if I'm trying to do the Ari version of what I think you're supposed to do when you interpret charts, my brain just stops.
Yeah.
I can't do it. It's not how I work. So, and I've seen that with a lot of students too, is that when they're trying to come from their brain, they get locked up and they freeze, and they feel like they're on display, you know, and so they just stall. And what I've noticed when we drop into that embodied place, like that wisdom that I really feel like so many of us in past lives knew this stuff, like on a soul level, we know the stars are us, right? So it just, when we drop into the place that we are the divine, we are the stars, we are the planets, we are the earth, suddenly people have no problem. The knowledge just flows out of them. And it's like this beautiful, like getting to watch this incredibly beautiful unfolding coming through people's souls and hearts on a level that doesn't happen as easily if we're just in the mind. So I think that's part of what, I'm super excited to see. I've been doing that with regard to the archetypes and the planets in this past course, right? But now to sit with the whole chart and start with the Pluto placement, start with the nodes, you know, and
so
those relations.
To see that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And just to say too, you know, Jeffrey Wolf Green brought this work forward from a very clear spiritual attunement, from a very clear place. And he spoke many years that this work is gonna fly like something in the wind. Basically, it's gonna spread, and it's us following our own dharma, our own soul path, and integrating this work in our own way. It's a part of that. Like, I feel like his transmission was very pure, very direct, very clear, and all of us kind of taking on this work in our own way. Like, I'm doing it my way, and then it's coming to you, and you're doing it. There's like a beautiful Neptunian dimension where the water just keeps on flowing and reaching and filling more crevices. You know, we just have to play our role, and I see that unfolding here, and it's such a beauty.
And and I want to say the embodiment way isn't for everyone either. Like, I've seen some of your students who absolutely, you know, are very much more Sagittarian or whatever it is, like they want.
I don't think it's my way. Exactly. Like I probably wouldn't resonate personally, but I see so many people that do. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so I don't feel like we're sitting here saying, oh, you should all want what we're offering. It's really that we're giving variety.
Absolutely. And that's how it should be. That's a sign of a healthy ecosystem. My way, I've come to learn what you've said also, how like I see this with Jeff Green. I've seen this all the time with teachers. there's a natural response. I've seen this in myself. There's a natural response for students to try to replicate the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like a part of, it's like an archetypal part of the learning journey of taking the teaching, but then coming into our own authentic nature.
Yeah.
And I've both come to recognize the beauty of how I operate,
Mm-hmm.
being
Yes.
able to share that. And also the immense importance, which I think is oftentimes not adequately understood by teachers, the immense importance of creating this space so that students aren't alienated, right? It's very easy as a teacher to think this is the way, but to have a lot of spaciousness inside, to stay true to the teachings, but I really do attune to each individual. And this is more so in the practicum, where I'm really paying attention to, like, oh, what's your medicine? What's your way? And I care so much about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Verena, talk about what you're going to be offering.
I feel that you said so many things that I would say too. And I feel very much like a little bit in between Martha and Ari, you two, both of you. So I have both sides. And for me personally, that is something that I really want to offer our students, is that for me it is a constant flow between the left brain and the right brain, between the knowledge and the intuition. And I think chart interpretation is so much about, we need the ground knowledge. We need this, really the technique, the knowledge. We need to read the book, to watch the video lectures. We need to know what we are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And not just being on the surface and seeing things. And we need this base and ground of knowledge. And also, it is so important that we don't get stuck in the left brain and try to logically put it all together, because human beings are not logically put together things and machines. And we cannot strictly follow the rules. Pluto on the north node means that and that. And so we always have to let the chart and the soul breathe. And we have to tune into that, and we have to feel into that, and we have to see the chart always in connection to this human being that the chart is a reflection of. And I think that the more we know and learn left brain, the more we can open up and relax in a way into our knowledge, so that we can come more and more into this intuition and into the feeling, into feeling the chart and feeling the soul and feeling the human. And I think that Ari, you are the best teacher for really giving teachings that are on the soul level, that feed the left and the right brain. And I think Martha and me can even deepen and expand on that. And Martha, with her beautiful meditation-like embodiment practices, so that we really come not only in our intuition, third eye, but really in the root chakra, in the body. And Pluto, the teachings around Pluto is root chakra energy. So I think we can even deepen this knowledge into really a felt experience. And I think that when I just taught about Pluto for my German students, and what was really obvious for me is all teachings, when we talk about Pluto, we talk about very intense material. And when we reflect about Pluto in our chart, it's intense. And I think that it's really helpful to go into the emotional body and in our physical body to move this energy, especially about Pluto. And so what I am really looking forward to, first of all, I loved to co-teach with Martha this one class that when you had when you was not when you could not teach because of your health. So I really love to co-teach with Martha, and I really love to hold space together, and to really offer this embodiment, this felt senses experience. And also I think Martha and me, we are both very open how it will unfold. So we will see what the students need, what they need, which way of support. But I can imagine that we even drop into personal charts and share experiences in a more intimate way than it is possible in the whole group during your live classes, so that there is really the opportunity for the students to and often there are students that are more where it is more challenging to open up in a group. And I think this intimate space and this very safe, secure place gives students the opportunity to open up a little bit more than in the big group. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm super, super excited how it will unfold. Martha and me will, we have a certain idea in our mind, but we are both open to let it unfold as it will. And and maybe it's important to say that Martha and me, we met each other during the chart interpretation course last year. So this is just another thing that came into my mind about the course, that you connect with others in the group too. So.
There are so many people from the Essentials course, the chart interpretation course last year, that are still in relationship with one another, still studying together. So many relationships were formed, and it continues to expand into more webs of beautiful interconnection as this community continues to grow in an organic way. Thank you both so much for being here with me. Martha, this was your idea, and I'm super touched and honored by that. I hope this is a benefit for those that are interested, that are drawn to be a part of this course. Of course, you can check it out in the description below. You can learn more. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And thank you again, Verena, Martha, for taking the time to just talk about this course and share what you're doing, share your experience. Thank you both very much, and much love.
Thank you.
Thank you.